up, guys? It's your boy Alex, and we are back with another reaction video once again. And today we are doing another rerez reaction video. I know it's been a while since I've done a rerez reaction video. I almost lost my train of thought. Sorry, I was just focusing on this because, yeah, I don't think you've seen me wear this before. This is one of my sweatshirts I got. Well, my dad got this for me and the family early October this year. And we wanted to wear this to Universal for Halloween Horror Nights, but they came in way, way later than they should have done. So there's that. But anyway, this is a special request by a friend who asked this in the comment section of one of my last few videos because his birthday was on that day. So this is sort of a late birthday gift for him. So apologies in advance because I've been too busy with other things, trying to get, like, you know, my head focused on, like, some other stuff, work, the holidays, basically, that kind of stuff. But anyway, this is for you, bud. And I will say the name once I remember the name of it, because, again, I'm bad with names of subscribers. So apologies in advance. Anyway, today we're going to be taking a look at one of their earlier videos, which, of course, well, this is a second Batman video that they did, and it is on one of the most infamously bad Batman games of all time, Batman and Robin for the PS1. Now, I think I remember exactly how bad the game is. My memory is not as good as it was, so we'll see if some memories come back. Anyway, with that being said, let's dive right into the video. And we are ready to begin. And I probably should have mentioned at the beginning why I'm wearing this. It's just to keep warm. Plus, I got it on 72, and somehow the cold is still seeping through the room, basically. Anyway, with that being said, let's dive right into the video. So, starting the video in 3, 2, 1, let's go. I also looked up the name of the person that wanted this request for his birthday, Jason Grady. So, Jason, this is for late birthday reaction video for you. Apologies I couldn't get it right out on your birthday, man.
Released to the PlayStation in 1998. The game is based on the 1997 Batman and Robin film, the final chapter.
It's safe to say now that Batman and Robin in this time and decade, not the worst Batman movie now.
That resulted in huge creative shifts. From Tim Burton's dark and mature take on the classic comic book series,
I think this also brings up a good point that, hold on. Doug brought up a point in one of his older videos. What if Tim Burton basically directed all the other Batman movies? If he was actually kept on as the director for the rest of the Batman films in the franchise, we would have gotten some darker Batman movies before DC went the whole dark DC route with some of their later movies. Or, you get what I mean. But I'm just saying, like, we would have gotten that kind of stuff.
For several reasons. It was the lowest grossing live-action Warner Brothers.
Wow, really? That low of a score, lower than Joker? Good lord.
And I can't believe I'm saying this, somehow this game is worse. Let's awkwardly glide into Batman and Robin.
Oh, yeah. Memories are coming back.
Treated to an intro cinematic. We get a swooping scene of Gotham City with Mr. Freeze driving his Freeze-mobile out from the bowels of the streets. He destroys
at least the tank is like movie accurate.
Injuring loads of people in the process. Freeze exits his car,
good lord,
signal, and laughs. Where's Batman during all of this, you might be thinking? Well, surely Bruce Wayne is miles away, only now glimpsing the bat signal in the sky, and is quickly pulling on his bat pants to assist people on the street.
Lord.
Take on Mr. Freeze. No, actually, I'm pretty sure at the beginning of the cutscene we saw Batman just standing
there?
He's just watching people die?
He really does not care about Gotham, I'll tell you that.
Colder than Mr. Freeze. But suddenly, the scene is over. The game begins in the Batcave with our hero Batman standing in front of the computer.
Now we can start the game. Surprisingly,
Mr. Freeze is looking for power, whatever that is, and that it's up to Batman to decipher the clues to find the exact.
Pretty sure it was diamonds.
Committing his next crime. We're told to press do on the PlayStation 1 controller to start up the Bat computer. Okay. And in a few seconds, we'll find ourselves using one of the most high-tech crime-thwarting databases
I don't even think, like, unless they meant the X button or the start button.
What? It's a late 90s Apple Macintosh.
It's a Bat Mac.
The Bat computer.
Who knew?
Bat Mac. And the Bat computer has an icon called Bat Computer. You know, so you can access the Bat computer while on the Bat computer. So you, as Batman, check the computer, look at some clues, and by combining and analyzing these random objects, the Bat computer comes to the conclusion that obviously Mr. Freeze
Puzzle
is going
solving
to
in
steal the
early
Sand
90s
Diamond from the
PS1
Gotham
games.
Museum. Where did these
Oh,
come from?
good
Why
lord.
does Mr. Freeze want a diamond? Why didn't Batman just follow Mr. Freeze after watching him maim Gotham citizens at the
Jeez,
start?
we really have to go back to that opening
We have no
cutscene?
answers. We jump into the Batmobile and drive off. Guided through the city streets, we're told by pop-ups exactly where to go.
Oh,
Helpful.
no.
And upon arrival at the museum, we press do to enter.
Oh my gosh, look at the little kitty paw. I mean, seriously, why did they make that choice for a button that says do? Like, they could have just said, hey, press the X button or the triangle button or any of the other buttons. Even the start button. I mean, it'd be kind of redundant in the dialogue, but still, just any button instead of just saying do. We're barely even halfway into this video, and I'm already, like, questioning the sanity of the game developers.
Find that? We're kind of early. Hello, crime.
I love it when they do the Batman voice. Oh my gosh.
Don't worry,
It's Halo.
the game expected you to be here early, so
I think we can figure that out, Batman.
Time to when the crime is committed. Once the alarms go off, Batman rushes into the museum and
Oh,
takes on
okay, you're already
hordes
taking
of
some damage
Freeze's
there,
henchmen,
guys.
shattering them into pieces because they're ice people, I suppose. After many a low-level lackey fight, Mr.
Is it
Freeze
because they
himself
work for
makes an
Mr.
appearance to
Freeze?
steal the diamond. We rush up to face him, man. What just happened? Did
One shot and you're dead, people. Oh, good lord.
When you die, you're treated to this grim cinematic, and you restart all the way at the main menu.
And it puts you all the way
Clearly
back.
we must have missed a
Oh, it's
tutorial
one
or
of those
combat training
games.
or something. Let's head back to the
Dude,
Batcave
stop!
and
You already
explore a
shot
bit
him. He's
more, see
frozen
what
to
we can
death.
do and learn. Welcome to the
It's like that one
Batcave,
Simpsons
where you
meme.
can
Stop!
practice your battling skills with moving
Stop!
targets.
He's already
Take on
dead.
virtual baddies using advanced hologram technology. Switch characters between Batman, Robin, and Batgirl. Use a magic.
Oh, okay, so you
Use
can
a
pretty much
magic
just
energy
change out of
replenishment
any of the
chamber.
three
Use the famous
characters.
Bat computer. Access your many vehicles. Use a glowing, blinking staircase to enter Wayne Manor. Explore Bruce Wayne's homestead that is filled with combat training holograms and more target practice sections.
Why
Most
does
important of
Bruce
all, in the House
have
of Wayne, you get to use
training
rocket
hologram
boots
dummies
that
in his
awkwardly
mansion?
propel you stiffly up into the air with very little control. Speaking of
Oh,
control,
and you get
all
glitched
of
through the
characters
pillars.
you can play as in this game don't exactly handle the same way. In fact, some of them just outright don't function properly, like Batgirl. You'd think that it's a simple cosmetic swap,
And also,
all the characters
Batgirl's
in this game
cape
you can
is
play
just
as are treated
stuck.
equally. But in a section like this, where Batman easily jumps over this ledge here and smashes through this window, yeah, for Batgirl, she doesn't seem to be able to quite make the jump.
Poor
Anyway,
Batgirl.
we spent tons of time in the Batcave and around Wayne Manor. Here's what we learned about movement and combat. The magnifying glass at the top left represents exploration and platforming.
I
You
see
have
that
selected,
there.
You can interact with objects in the world, jump, or use items like your batarang. However, you can switch that magnifying glass to a fist, which represents combat. When that's selected, it changes all of your buttons to combat buttons like punching
Oh,
and kicking.
good
But in
lord.
this mode, you lose the ability to jump or use items like your batarang, so you need to strategically switch between both during every single battle. Okay.
Safe to say the combat. Also, why do you not have the jump button on combat? That seems like a basic move to do when you're in combat mode. That is bizarre. Like, why do you not have a jump button in combat? That boggles my mind. It's also safe to say that the combat is garbage. It surprisingly is very, very garbage. Because you're never gonna. It seems like the attacks are just delayed, basically. We're already barely halfway into this video, and I'm getting upset.
The attack buttons with the magnifying glass activated, it will trigger an instant heal option that you cannot activate when the fist is selected. And because every enemy in this game drains your health very easily, you'll have no choice but to switch constantly
Oh,
on the fly.
good lord.
Wow, that sounds really...
There's also a second set of symbols to the right of the magnifying glass and the fist that can be switched from 1 triangle to 3 to represent the speed of your general movements. Combined, this gives you a total of
Does it really matter?
modes of movement just for Batman to functionally be Batman.
Wow.
This is what you gotta learn.
Oh,
Take
good
that all in
lord.
and understand that basic movement in this game is centered around tank controls. That means stilted movements are added onto the already finicky action control setup that will have you pressing the wrong buttons. In a game like this with no lives and no continues, that means you're going to be playing whole chunks of game over again.
Speaking of playing whole sections over again, let's try fighting Mr. Freeze just one
Okay,
more
then.
time.
I mean, we're ready. We trained the
Shouldn't be too
controls
much of a
are
problem.
awful, but we know how they work.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Controls are tough. The enemies hit hard and the combat feels broken. But that's not the only problem here. The game features a non-player controlled camera that's always jumping around, making fighting...
So I'm assuming you'd have to, like, hit him with your batarang and just get up super close.
How did we
Or
do
that.
Spam the kick button. Back kick, back kick, back kick.
Back kick, back kick, back kick.
We wanted to get into the next mission, but as soon as you complete the museum stage, you're on your own. The game no longer gives you any hints. In fact, we need to collect our own clues to find the next possible crime location. We found
Also,
3.
good
Now we
lord,
go
look
back
at that
to the
map
computer,
system.
Put these clues together.
Did you say put clues together? That sounds like it's time for everyone's favorite segment, Clues Blues.
Hey kids, that man's kind of stuck.
Oh no!
Can you help me find out what Mr. Freeze's clues mean?
Why?
Okay. We've got alarm schematics, a walkie-talkie with no power source, and a picture of Mr. Freeze. Could this mean that...
Well, that poor little dog. Safely goes to show that Batman would not make a great pet owner if the dog doesn't, like, answer his questions. Didn't know Batman was a dog whisperer also. Nice little reference to Blue's Clues there, but just changing it to Clues Blues. Oh my gosh, so dumb. But funny too. And all they did was just basically do a palette color swap of Blue, changing her from blue to yellow,
It
basically.
became apparent real quick that the clues we had didn't actually add up to anything. I guess we have to look for more?
Mr. Freeze was defeated, but now we need to stay in the museum and find clues before we leave so that we can get to the next mission.
Where could they be? Well, here's where the game gets a little bit dirty.
Every level you'll play may have clues hidden behind or inside objects that you might not know about.
I love
So
this.
you're just
Batman
basically
is in a museum
skulking
surrounded
around,
with priceless artifacts,
punching and
he has
kicking
no
things
choice
to
but
find
destroy
clues
everything he
with
sees to be sure
Resident
he doesn't
Evil
miss
1
a
tank
single
controls.
clue.
And if you're not frustrated
Oh,
with the
good
most
lord.
unfair scavenger hunt ever put into a digital world, you'll also find that some clues require specific abilities to get, like on top of really tall objects that require you to use your iconic rocket boots.
Oh.
Rocket boots that, by the way, have limited use
Oh.
and can run out while
Well.
in a mission. So if you
Oh,
try to
yeah,
make a
overshot
play
it.
Using them, yeah, that could result in some clues never being
Wait,
grabbed.
you can take fall damage?
In my bad boots, I don't think I can reach that clue.
This clue system is a part of every
But apparently you can
single
take
mission
fall
play.
damage and then
It
that
leads to
instantly
utter
kills you.
confusion. Clues that seemingly serve no purpose
I
will
am-
stay with you forever.
I am
letting
shocked
your
at how
attempts to
stupid
find
that is.
other
Like,
mission
how can
locations.
Batman
And
die
unless
from
you are
fall
very,
damage?
Very lucky, there's always the chance you've missed clues, which the game doesn't tell you.
Oh, and if for some reason you do figure out that you've missed something and try to go back to a mission location you've already
good
left,
lord.
the clues are gone. They disappear the moment you leave a location.
So all of
Wait.
this creates a pretty bad time. But the
There's
developers
a
were like,
bat
"Why?
computer
Let's
ATM?"
make it worse. Let's leave clues randomly on the sides of city streets. You might see them. you
Of
might
course.
not, and maybe they're useful, but maybe.
So it's gonna have you constantly
Maybe
stop
you
in the
wanna check
street
out
to
the
pick up a
clues that
clue.
you've collected to see if you should still be scrounging around Gotham. But guess what? You can't.
You'll need to return to the Batcave or find a bat computer somewhere in the streets of Gotham in order to look at the clues you have.
Anyway, after our fight with Freeze, we were lucky enough to find the right clues to lead us to our next mission location,
Oh,
a jewelry
gosh.
store.
Right, so we go to our map of Gotham City and whoa, this map is big.
It was at this point that we discovered that this game is
Nothing
actually
but a
fully
map of
realized
pipes.
3D open world experience. This is years before other developers would master this concept.
It can take full-on real-world minutes
Yeah,
to travel
the
from one
map
point to
screen,
another in Gotham.
which
It's
pretty much
seriously
was doing
impressive,
early
something
stuff
that the developers
GTA
likely
would do
spent
later on in
a
the
lot
later
of
line
time
of
on
games. games,
Yeah,
but good lord, that
so.
map
Batman
system is
drives
bad.
his famous Batmobile.
A vehicle that is obviously far too large for the city streets.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Oops. No. Okay. Nope. Nope. Stop. Okay.
You constantly run into oncoming traffic or obstacles, which is only made worse by having a super short viewing distance.
The PlayStation likely wasn't capable
At
of
least this
displaying
game's
much
like
further than what we're
accurate
seeing
that
right
Gotham is
here.
never a
Yes,
safe
the
place to
world
be
is
right
big.
now.
Yes, it's highly detailed. Yes, this is impressive.
But no, good gameplay, this isn't.
Enemies are tossed at you incredibly fast with virtually no reaction time.
Oh,
Even
good
when you're
lord.
getting Batman out of the car and onto the street, the villains keep pouring
Oh,
over you.
what?
Batman to Robin. Batman to Robin. Stupid people keep crashing into my legs. Batman needs his boy Wonder.
Oh, here comes Robin on his little bat motorcycle.
All right, Batman. Have a
Oh. Sorry, Robin. The city of Gotham has basically failed you. Badly. I'm also going to try and fix this camera a little bit so my head isn't, like, clipping out that way. You know, it's no wonder why the citizens of Gotham are never taken to Arkham Asylum. They're more dangerous than the actual criminals doing the harm. Like, seriously, what is up with not even, like, stopping when there's a superhero in front of you?
Robin? Robin?
Oh.
Hello? I wish he was here. He could help me figure out why all these cars keep crashing into this wall.
What? Oh, gosh!
Back to the Batmobile.
They said
it has very few
citizens of
defenses,
Gotham are
and
more
in many
dangerous than the
cases, when you're
criminals.
Surrounded by enemies, you'll likely kill innocent people.
Oh yeah,
And
did
we
forget to
still
mention
got more of this
Batman
game to
straight
go
up
through.
murders people in this
Oh,
The
good
Batmobile
lord.
fires bullets and blows up vehicles. You can also use that same weapon to destroy anyone you see in the city streets.
Why are some of them doing
That
front
shattering
flips
thing
and
we talked
back
about
flips?
Earlier, where Batman punches people to pieces. Yeah, the same thing happens out here with
Again,
everyone. Goons,
why are they
citizens, it
shattering to
doesn't matter.
pieces?
Everybody breaks like they're made of
I mean, it's
ice.
just
It
everyone
looks
in Gotham
really
made of
strange.
ice?
Overall, car combat is wildly unresponsive and punishing. Just the act of driving the car is insanely hard. You'll hit everything.
Enemies peel back your health like wrapping paper, putting your chances of survival at near
Of
zero.
course.
Oh, and don't think you can outrun
Of course the
your enemies.
Batmobile has
They're
its
all
own
way
little
faster
health
than you
bar.
are, and they always catch up.
And yet, you must drive, because this is an open-world game. To get from one mission to the next, you'll have no choice but to drive to that location. Fast traveling to a crime is not an option.
Let's pull up that Gotham map again. When you select a place you need to go, it gets pointed out at the bottom right radar you see while you're driving.
Problem
Yeah,
is, the
took
new
you guys
map
long
is a
enough to
mess.
talk about the
Lines that
map.
represent streets are
It's
sandwiched together
horrible.
without a gap, causing massive confusion when you're trying to navigate the insanely complicated maze that is Gotham City streets.
You'll never be able to know when you need to turn anywhere.
It's a completely non-functional map system in an open-world game. Great!
Now, perhaps by this point, after hearing all the flaws of this game and barely getting past the very first mission, you'd assume that the game couldn't be any harder.
Well, here's one more layer of complexity that will keep you in a constant state of panic.
What?
This whole game, it's timed.
Timed.
Everything is timed.
If you let the game sit
Oh,
idle, Mr. Freeze will
you've
commit
got
all of his
to be
crimes
kidding
and
me.
destroy Gotham, leaving you with a game over and once again visiting that awful, awful end cutscene.
Wow.
You saw that museum? You
And
thought
it
we could
kicks
take
you
our time
all the way
carefully
back
fighting every enemy?
to the beginning
You
of the
can't.
game
Wait
unless
long
you
enough and
save.
Mr. Freeze will get away.
Thought we could spend a long time hunting for clues? You can't. If you take too long looking for clues, the next crime will have already started.
You may have noticed a save option on the bad computer
Oh,
earlier on.
there is a
Sure,
save
you
option.
can save your
I
progress,
was-
but you need to be near a bad computer to
I don't
do
even know
that.
what I was
So,
talking about
you
for a
waste
second.
in-game time driving to a computer, which, by the way, some are just out in the wild.
You know, the most high-tech...
I was about to
live
question that.
computers ever in the history
Why
of
is there a
comics?
back computer just
It's
out
sitting there like
in
a freaking
Gotham?
ATM with no password protection or anything. Someone could
You
just
think this
go
is
up
something
to
that
it,
Batman
take
would
a
figure
gas
out
money,
not
and
to have
instantly
happen?
learn all of Batman's secrets.
What? Whoa, my
What?
backpacks.
So you can save at a bad
Oh,
ATM, but
gosh.
they're sparsely placed and often take plenty of time to get to.
Let's not forget that if you finished a chunk of gameplay and haven't found these needle-in-a-haystack save spots, all that progress will be lost.
Oh,
Game. Drive to
good
mission.
lord.
Mission. Drive to bat ATM. Can't find ATM and die. Reload right from the start of that loop. That sounds like fun, right? Right? right?
You do
Well.
have the ability to fast travel to one location in this game, though.
And that's to the Batcave, the furthest point from anything in Gotham. And they give you a 5-minute penalty for having the audacity to
Why?
travel to save.
You're
Well,
trying to
everybody,
save the
get it
game
now.
and the
This is a
progress
huge
that you're
game
at,
with a
so you
wall
can
of
get back to it
difficulty that is
later.
unlike almost any
Why
other
give you a
game
5-minute
played.
penalty for
There is
doing that?
no way anyone was prepared for what this experience was actually like.
Wait,
Mixed in with the
where
fast
were we
travel,
supposed to
that
be going again?
that is just dumb.
How is no one paying attention?
Right, gosh.
There are several jewelry stores in Gotham, and your clues point to all of them. But you have to find out which is the correct one to go to. Once you get to that one, you again have to wait for the alarms to go off before you can start thwarting crime.
Each of these jewelry stores are filled with annoying enemies.
I mean, at least
tight
Batman
hallways,
will always
and
be on
tons of
time to
terrible
wait
level
for the
design.
crime
But you
to
must traverse
immediately
the wall
happen.
To find diamonds that the criminals are trying to steal.
They don't even look like stores after a while. They just seem to eventually devolve into complicated mazes.
Every door in these stores needs to be broken apart instead of just.
Oh, of
so
course.
Batman will punch them to
Punching and
pieces, I
kicking
guess.
through
Moving
walls.
forward, you've got false floors that break apart when Batman walks in them, having him
Oh,
fall
you've
into
got
hidden
to be
pits
kidding
and
me.
rooms.
Sometimes there are
Pitfalls?
hallways that are just filled with them.
Now
What kind of
Batman
jewelry
needs to
store
find
is
a way
this?
to get through.
Also, the holes are invisible until you fall through them. Sometimes. Not always, but sometimes.
Wait, this is a public store, right? Do customers just randomly fall through floors when they shop here?
I smell a lawsuit.
There are hallways that just end and have massive drops into terrible platforming sequences where you need to awkwardly position Batman to jump in just the right way.
Now, in this hidden room beneath the floor, there's a button. See that texture on the wall there? Button! You could walk right past it without knowing what it was.
I mean, I could already
Buttons need to be
figure that
pressed in
out, but
multiple
still.
instances to open areas where diamonds could be.
Interacting with level elements just like this is really important in this game, but
Oh, and you have
don't
to
think you can
match
just
the
walk up to
colors on the.
anything and
Oh,
interact
wow.
easily?
See this vent here? Well,
This is
you
just like
can
one
go through
big
vents in
escape
this game
room.
to find other rooms.
Okay, Batman, go into that vent.
Okay, that shouldn't be hard.
Oh, no, you've got to be kidding me. Is it glitched? 11 attempts. 11 attempts to just press on the wall to go in a vent. It's safe to say this game is broken. In fact, I think it's even more safe to say that this game is more broken than Batman Dark Tomorrow. Is it too late to take that back? But, oh my gosh, how did no one beta test this game before shipping it out? How did no one beta test it? Like, seriously. I need a complete answer to that.
Yeah, I did it.
We're only barely halfway into this video.
Well, at the end of each jewelry store section, you have a mini boss fight with Frosty, Mr. Freeze's right-hand man. We spent so long.
So sort of a
trying to get
mini
into that
boss.
vent that Frosty successfully got away with the diamond you were supposed to protect.
Guano.
When you do successfully take out Frosty, you then have
Oh.
to go to another jewelry store in time to take him out again, and then to another jewelry store in time to take him out again, and then to another jewelry
So
store.
he's just
I've got a plan.
going to a bunch of
What's the
jewelry
plan?
stores.
Here, watch. I go to the jewelry store early, see? I avoid the laser grid with my wicked bat moves. I go up an elevator, jump from one balcony
gosh.
to another, find a special hidden switch to unlock the vault, glide down to the vault, and save the diamond.
You just robbed the jewelry store.
No, I just helped the jewelry store.
You stole their diamond.
I saved their diamond.
What? But wait, you can't do that. Unless you wait for the alarm to go off, the doors won't even unlock in this game.
No, not at this jewelry store. They were pre-unlocked.
Do the owners of the jewelry store at least know you took it?
They will tomorrow.
Put the diamond back!
The game lets me do it.
Well, folks, he's right. It might have been an accident,
Oh
but
my
by going
gosh.
to this one jewelry store early, you can totally pre-steal diamonds.
Does that make
Well, I
the
mean, to be
level
fair, the people who own the jewelry store probably know it's Batman, so he's doing it to save the city, so they probably pre-unlocked it for him, so it's not a bad thing, actually.
So now we have to plan another route through the city blindly.
That's another 10 minutes where we had to reload the game to make up for lost time. The clock's always ticking here, people.
So now we find ourselves at the Botanical
Oh
Garden.
boy.
Let's take a little break here to point out how the art team replicated the visuals and locations of the film.
The Batcave is a near mirror replica. The museum was
I mean, that's one good thing you could say about this game, that it's very accurate looking to the movie.
Botanical Gardens. It's actually very impressive.
But even though this level is near identical to the movie version, they added one stupid thing that, unless you were really closely paying attention to, can end your game right on the spot.
Blue lights.
These stupid lights randomly turn on.
I'm sorry,
If Batman
what?
happens to be near them, his health will silently drain away.
Batman is fighting a whole crew of bad guys that keep spawning all over, including another frost.
Did Mr.
boss
Freeze
fight.
just
All
put
this
those
while
there,
the
or were they
slowly hurt
always
Batman.
there in
There's
that
no
place?
visual indication that this is happening. No sound to notify you that you're being hurt. You need to look at your health bar to know anything was up.
Defeat all of these obstacles, and Mr. Freeze appears and runs into the mouth of whatever that thing is there.
You pop out on the other side next to a bridge and a giant metal hand. The bridge is slippery and very broken.
Oh, wow. Who knew Batman also had Toon Force powers and Toon Physics? Or again, back to my statement a bit that the game is just broken. It's just a broken mess of a game. Yeah, I'm going with my statement that it's just broken, and no one basically tested this. They just wanted to ship this game out as quick as possible so they wouldn't have to test it or even touch it. Oh, good lord. There's the scream. I can't even do it.
Lose this fight, and Mr. Freeze will use his.
So, gotta
special
spam the
spinning
back kick
balls
button more to beat
cast
Freeze.
Gotham into a perpetual state of winter, killing everyone. We're not sure why Mr. Freeze is trying to do this.
We've got no explanation of what is happening. This doesn't even follow the movie's plot at all.
But of course, Batman, our brave hero, does what Batman does
Yeah,
best.
you just pretty much spam the back kick. That's all you gotta
And
do.
Gotham's famous Caped Crusader saves the day, defeating
But we
the
still got more of the
hard-hearted
game,
Mr.
don't we?
Freeze and sending him to jail.
Well, that was a tough one. But hey, we finally finished the entire game. Oh?
Oh no! We completely
Yeah.
forgot about Poison Ivy. And
Forgot
Bane,
about
the
those
other
two,
villains
didn't
from the
you?
movie who also appear in this game.
Folks, we've just experienced the first day. There's more.
Welcome to day 2.
What's the difference?
Oh, you've
Not
got to be
much,
kidding me.
Only this time you start off with
This is
no
played in
clues at all,
days?
so you'll need to randomly
Oh
hunt through
my
the streets
gosh.
to hopefully find some. This is a slog, as is most of day 2.
So it's
you know what?
basically
Let's
just the
speed
same
things up and talk
as the
about
first level.
highlights of day 2.
Oh my
You fight Poison Ivy
gosh.
Bane for the first time. She poisons you, it inverts your controls, causes your character to stay still, and sometimes you can't attack.
You fight a horde of janitors.
I mean, hey, it's an interesting concept, but
From the 89 Batman
doesn't
movie,
work
where
too
Batman
well.
jumps into random toxic chemical vats.
This feels tingly.
We fight Mr. Freeze and Axe's chemical when he's supposed to be in prison. This is an error in the game. How do we know this? When we beat the level, it says we beat Bane.
Oh, and the game has
That's not
glitches
Bane.
too.
Batman taints Gotham's
Of course.
water supply at the Gotham water plant by swimming in the drinking water. Side note, Batman can't swim.
Very
We visit Arkham
awkwardly
Asylum.
swimming.
It got weird.
Highlights
Yeah, it
over.
definitely
Where
seems
were
very
they?
weird.
It's Poison Ivy's lab, which in the Batman and Robin movie wasn't located in Gotham. So the game developers just flew the whole building smack dab in the middle of the city.
Here, Batman fights.
I mean, why
zombies,
question the
ghost
fact that,
zombies,
like,
and giant
that Gotham
tarantulas,
has the Statue
all
of
things
Liberty
that
in one of the
never appear
movies?
In the movie.
Ivy doesn't have henchmen in the film, so they just made up stuff they thought would.
You're
fit.
also fighting
Of course, I think as
zombie
Poison Ivy,
ape
I think
men?
Zombies.
You first enter the
I mean,
stage
unless they're
into
made
a
of
green
plants,
house
it would make
surrounded by
sense,
doors
but-
you can't open.
So you kill one of the giant arachnids and it drops Batman's vine cutter. What is a random creature doing with this secret sophisticated piece of technology that only Batman should have access to?
Who knows? Better question.
Safe to say
Do
not
you
to
see
question
vines
anything
in
that
here?
goes on in this game.
Correct. There
Just
are
don't
no
question
vines
it,
in this room.
and
Do
it
you know
won't
what you
hurt
need
as
to
much.
do?
No.
Take your vine cutter and aim it at one of the green doors. Shoot a green laser at the green door to turn it not green, and bam, it
Okay,
opens
that
up.
right there
How
makes
would
no
you
sense.
know to
How does a vine cutter
You
work on a
wouldn't. It
door?
took us over an hour of gameplay
Unless
to
it's
randomly
covered in
try
vines,
every
which
item in our
clearly it's
inventory
not
on
covered in
everything we own,
vines.
just to discover that this is what you needed to do.
At the center of this simply
Yeah,
awful
just don't
location,
question it.
Batman gets lost in a hedge maze that has no map or identifying features.
What it does have is specific walls
What?
that Batman can walk through, having to look like a solid.
He's doing the Homer Simpson meme. He's just going backwards into the bushes.
Try to run into every single maze wall you see just to find your way out.
And be careful, because one false step could lead you falling into a pit that causes
Oh!
fall damage. But it also holds a
Yay.
secret lab that you need to go to, so you gotta fall.
Once in this secret lab, we find ourselves in the birthplace of Bane, pulled right from the movie. And as the game has taught us up to this point, we
smaller than
smash
it was in
and
the
poke
movie.
everything we can, looking for clues and items.
Once we found everything
just
we
touch
needed,
stuff.
we left the stage where...
We lost.
Okay, let's go.
Well, apparently you
back to the
messed
secret
up.
lab and look around some more.
I actually
Maybe
do
there's a
remember
clue,
this.
Is it a lever or something?
Sure. Back to the
There's
lab,
certain
search,
things you
search,
have to
smash,
punch,
smash. We'll leave the
but
level
shelves
and
you actually have to
lost
check
again.
for
Okay,
items.
back to the secret lab.
And
Let's
then you
try
can
and
leave the
just
level.
touch things before we smash things.
Oh, look! A key item has
Yep.
appeared from a shelf that if you punched and destroyed, would have also destroyed the item without letting
How
you
that makes
know.
sense in Batman's world in this game, I have
If
no
item was
idea.
there, or that we shouldn't be punching things for the first time ever in the game.
Nope.
That's okay. We got the thing. Let's just lead the level and...
How?
Oh, he is upset.
Okay, back to the maze. Let's get real.
Oh,
good
yeah,
and
you have to
lost
find a
and-
secret
oh, look,
door.
Another secret lab.
Oh,
How
gosh.
did you find this one?
I found a tree in
This
the middle of the
game-
maze that had a knot.
this
One
game is
push revealed some
cryptic
doors that
as all
now
hell.
can't be
Like,
opened.
seriously.
I opened one of the doors and found myself in a room. Now remember how we decided not to break things because the game just seconds before taught us not to break everything? Well, now you need to break certain things that can only be broken with a batarang. which
And
reveals a
how is
secret
anyone
room.
supposed to know how to do that?
Secret room, you need to punch a brick wall that has absolutely no hints that it needs to be punched, which opens a completely separate secret lab from the first secret lab you found that has another key item you need to beat the level.
This whole stage
Great.
is a madness-inducing roller
Now can you
coaster.
leave?
Collect anti-venom items to beat poison ivy later, but I guess they're not really necessary because we already beat poison ivy in another battle early on.
For the keen-eyed of you out there, you probably noticed that our health wasn't depleting through the last batch of levels
Yeah,
we
I was
played.
about to
So,
question
folks,
that.
We're gonna let you in on a little secret that we stumbled on that few people know about.
We found a random building that housed a secret room that had a bunch of
Oh.
computers all over. These computers
What
once
is
clicked
this?
revealed creepy faces.
The
Ugh!
developers of this game, you can see these exact same images shown off in the
Oh,
credits as well.
good
Some players
lord.
of this game have found this room and dubbed it the
Why do they look like
developer
Bratz dolls? Honestly, very appropriate title for whatever room this is. I mean, again, why do the developers, like, in the game look like Bratz characters? I'm guessing that was, like, their original design. Also, nice little touch with the blood dripping down from it. Oh, gosh. But right now, I think we should just, like, focus and understand how you guys did not lose health from the last level you guys were on.
You can tell it's the developer room because a whole bunch of developers are still here, writhing in pain on the floor after
Yeah.
having spent years making
what is
this
up with
game.
their
So,
faces?
you turn on the monitors, punch these developers, and eventually you'll find a key.
So you have to
on the
kill
desk.
them
What
to get a
does the
secret?
key do?
We didn't know.
A key.
because The game doesn't tell you anything.
But if you go back to Wayne Manor from the
gosh,
outside,
why'd you have to show that
typically
again?
this is a place you can see but not enter, and you
Oh,
use this
you
key,
use the key
this
on the
happens.
front of
Welcome to
Wayne
the
Manor.
Secret Batcave, where you can.
Oh.
Use the cell recharge room, but this time it turns into a disco room where Batman dances.
No, recharge room.
Bat
Now it turns
dance.
into a slower disco room where Batman also dances.
Dubba 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 macarena. Dubba 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 macarena. Dubba 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 dubba.
You can also touch this computer to activate Bat Galaga, a space
What?
Batman shoot 'em up that starts up with this single sound recording that we did not make.
I want my medication.
I don't know. It's just there. He says it a lot, and I think it's the only time Batman says anything in the game.
I want my medication.
Use another
I have
computer
no
terminal and
idea
you
what's
activate
happening.
A Bat RC car
Wha-
where you control a tiny Batmobile
Okay.
around a really strange destruction derby-like race.
I am the knight.
This is a really strange thing to see in the game.
It doesn't
but what's
change
even
the fact that
stranger
it's
is
still bad
Batman can
controls.
exit the car and become
What?
full size again and return back to the car and become small.
Batman big.
Batman small.
Batman big.
Batman small. Batman small.
Oh. Oh gosh!
Back to the secret bat cave. This one, unlike
I choked there for a
is
sec. I
broken.
breathed too much
Batman
air
can
in.
jump into the air and, well, I guess he can finally practice his swimming.
Looking good. But what matters
Not
most
really,
is that
but
under the
okay.
stairs right over here is a special place. If you walk here, a gas sprays Batman, turning him invisible.
Oh!
That's right. This is built directly into the game if you know how to find it.
It's not a cheat code, but it is
Okay,
very
then.
hard to get to.
And you know what? Maybe it might not even be worth getting because this game is somehow still incredibly difficult.
Invincibility doesn't make you
Still doesn't get over the
invincible.
fact of
You
how
can
bad
still
the game
die in a
is
number of
with
ways.
the
Remember,
mechanics
everything
and the
is
time limit. We can't
If
forget the
the clock
time limit.
stops, it's game over.
You'll still have to hunt for those same stupid clues, piling up useless information that eventually leads to a lack of understanding where to go
Oh,
next. Then the clock
gosh.
runs out of time, and well, you know what happens.
So, folks, here is our patented, tried and true way to find out where you need to go
okay.
next without clues.
Find a bat computer, save at the bat computer, exit the bat computer, let time advance until an alarm goes off. Wait a few minutes for the alarm to ping your map. Re-enter the bat computer and the location of the alarm will be blinking. Now, reload the game from that earlier point and head on to the location before the
Okay.
alarm has a chance to go off.
But
This is a cheap
what if
method,
you have,
but
like,
boy, does it
you know,
work when
what if
nothing
you
else
can't
in this game
remember
does.
where it is on the
Let's
map?
finally make our way to the church
Again,
mass
the
and
map
we
system
can
needs
find
to be
you for the very
fixed on this
last
game
time.
because it's
She's
so
eating her own
confusing.
flower, which I guess she can't control anymore. That was in the movie, but it still doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Because
that
the game
really
is
made no
finally,
sense in the movie.
Finally,
Day 3?
No!
Day 3, all
Oh,
of
he was
Gotham
really
has been
angry on
frozen
that.
over by Mr. Freeze.
Well, at least we're
Even
almost
the
done with this
hapless
game.
residents on the sidewalks are
Yay.
covered in layers of ice and are unresponsive.
It's okay, citizen. I'm Batman. I can help.
Oh, good lord. That pretty much just throws Batman's philosophy out the window. The fact that he doesn't kill people. Oh gosh, this is insane. Yep, I think it's official. This is without a doubt one of the worst Batman games I have ever seen. Jeez Louise, this is just awful. This is just so awful. But we're almost done with the video, so
Oh no!
let's just keep going. Yeah, appropriately, Batman leaves
Batman
the
is
scene
led
of
to
the
an ice
scene of a
rink, which
crime.
Freeze's men are using as a hideout.
Which you can't enter.
So you wait for an alarm to go off at the ice rink.
Okay, sure. So,
You think at this point they would get rid of the timer because
solve a mind-bending puzzle where you
there's just no point to it now because the whole world is frozen, so you know it's...
Gasp! Incredible! How did Mr. Freeze know my grade average in middle school?
So you
Wow.
like, draw the letter and then Batman just sort of sinks
What's even happening here? Is he gonna
into the ice.
drown?
No, he appears in an ice world underneath the rink that is one giant maze. In
Oh,
fact, it's
great.
similar
So
to
they're just
Heidi's
repeating
maze
the
level that is
same
filled with
thing for the
trapdoors,
final
walls, and
day.
Puzzle platforming.
Here you need to use
Great.
your bat laser to laser ice walls
Just-
so they're slightly melted enough
just
to punch
great.
them to reveal whole new secret areas.
We don't know how any of this even works. Nothing has been stolen here. We're not even the actual building for the ice rink. We can't explain any of this.
And the game gets real lazy after this point, recycling levels from earlier on, like the museum.
Oh, you're just going back to the same levels you've already been to at day one.
Everywhere, so they're
Oh.
like extra slippery and hard to walk around in. Great idea.
I think it's safe to say at this point the game developers just gave up.
Love for making this game was
They just gave up.
gone by this point.
This is where we introduce the 3 computer stores, because now Mr. Freeze needs computer chips to do something. We don't know. He needs them.
Each store uses the exact same level layout and design. The only difference is that each store enters from a different door somewhere else on the map. If you
Okay.
think we
Also,
noticed,
that just looks like a
The best
PNG
part
that
is
he's jumping
to hide
into.
What they did, they placed countless walls that you need to break down that have no visual identifiers that they need to be broken down.
Get ready to punch everything, and usually find nothing.
There's one part in the level that was so bad it managed to merge several terrible elements at once. A hidden room that you access by punching a wall that reveals another room you access by punching
Did
a
you
wall
see the way he
that
just
reveals
zoomed
you
in?
need to know exactly where to stand.
He
that
just
leads you
zoomed
into
it on in
passage
there.
that has a
What the
specific
heck?
wall you need to hit to reveal Another hidden room.
This isn't a game, it's a torture device.
When you save the computer chips, or
Okay.
whatever the heck you were supposed to be doing, we finally go to Mr. Freeze's lair. Snowy cones, just like in
Oh.
the movie.
Only instead of it being a simple room, it's a
I forgot
full-on
about
massive
that scene.
factory with another huge, complicated maze requiring bat lasers and punches and just so much more awful.
There's a room with a bunch of boxes you never seen in the game before that need to be destroyed with a unique missile weapon. Once blown up, they trigger a door to open.
Aren't we
somewhere
supposed
else
to be
in the
stopping
map.
Mr.
How do you
Freeze at
destroy
this
the
point,
boxes?
not
How
going
do
to
you
his
know to use
hideout?
that one missile
Because
weapon
clearly
no
that's
matter
not where
what
he's
level?
at.
It's one of the great mysteries of the game.
And after fumbling around for what seems like forever, you fall from the maze into a fridge with Mr. Freeze.
What? Okay, he's just there.
Of a flight of stairs
I
that
guess.
was about as complicated as it looked.
Once he's defeated, we find ourselves alone in a freezer.
Now this part is special. There's a hidden room
And you
here,
can still
one the
somehow
game
take
does
fall
not in
damage in this
any
game.
way inform you of.
But if you watch the movie, you would know that there was a
Oh,
hidden
it's
button behind a frozen
revealed
dinner that
Mr.
revealed
Freeze's
Mr.
wife.
Freeze's inanimate wife in a tube.
She's a flat layer and not a 3D model, which
Yeah.
makes her look super realistic.
So we've gone through virtually all.
So I
of
guess it goes to
Gotham's
show that
villains,
Mr. Freeze's
countless
wife was
enemies,
never
saving
real.
Countless diamonds and foiling plans.
It's time to finish it. We're going to Gotham Observatory to climb.
Please, let's just put an end to this
the
game.
Final stage of this wretched video game.
This stage is long, winding, and needs to be completed in one go because just like we said all the way
gosh.
at the beginning, no lives, no continue.
Platforming in a PS1
Face-to-face
game.
with Freeze, who you fight off, and that's the first boss battle.
You make
Still
your
gotta
way
do the
through a
back
sprawling
kick.
section of
That's the
cliffs
only
with
true
countless
patented
bad
method.
guys who have freeze cannon weapons that can hit you from a great distance and push you back.
Why is that a concern?
Oh, great, just like Castlevania. You know, this is something I didn't notice on the boxes that you collect in the game. There's like a W on that. Does that stand for Wayne Tech, maybe? I mean, it's an interesting detail. That's probably the only interesting thing I could say about this game. It is just the worst, most broken Batman game I have ever seen in my life. Why was this even brought out? Like, seriously. Well, it's a good thing we're almost done with this. We are almost done with this entire video. Oh, good lord.
Each time that happens, you need to reload all the way to the start.
I mean, that's a good
before
question,
the first
Batman.
defeat of
Why
Mr.
does this
Freeze.
keep happening
If
to
you
you?
happen to pass Freeze and get through the cliffs, you'll fight people through the observatory until you get to a room housing a telescope that Mr. Freeze has turned into a
And
giant
it's a
ice
lightning
ray. Why
telescope.
does he need a giant ice ray now to freeze Gotham when he had a weapon earlier that could already do it? Who knows?
Yeah,
But
why
now
make
we're
another
here.
one
You'll encounter
then?
Bane, who seems to be stronger than ever before. You'll also need to attack other enemies who spawn randomly around you throughout
Oh
this fight.
gosh, the way he was just
Very
running at
close to
Batman.
beating this, but when we finally took out Bane, we were hit by a freeze cannon blast randomly that pushed us into the 3D model of the telescope.
Okay, now he's
locking us
stuck.
into place with no
At least they're not going to be taking any damage, so that's
You have to
good.
restart
But they're
the
stuck.
game
Oh, you
and
gotta
the
be
entire
kidding me.
level all over again.
So, we did. We beat Mr. Freeze, got through the cliffs.
Here we
fought
go
through the
again.
observatory, Beat Bane and countless goons, and suddenly
Beat Bane a
Mr.
second
Freeze
time.
spawned again because he
Freeze
would,
appears.
leading us to one final battle. taking
And,
on the
yeah,
giant
just
cold
spam
Zords
the back
once
kick.
And for all.
After all of this, we finally beat the stage on freezing Gotham and saving countless
Oh
people.
gosh, yes, it's finally over.
After the final uninspiring cutscene, it immediately clips back to the main menu as if you had done nothing at all. And if you manage to actually accomplish
Well.
what you did right here, it feels like you had completed the impossible.
Batman and Robin may well be one of the most impressive and visually striking disasters we've ever played. It single-handedly demonstrates
Nothing else can be
advanced
said
game
about
design
this.
mechanics
It's-
that are complex,
it's just
interesting,
horrible.
and perhaps borderline.
All right, there you have it, guys. That was Rerez's Just Bad Games with Batman and Robin for the PS1. Oh, good lord. That was just probably one of the worst Batman games I have actually seen in a very, very long time. I mean, seriously, how is it that the developers did not once beta test this game or bring in a bunch of like beta testers to play it and then tell them what the problem is and they can go back to fix it? No, all they did was just make the game, ship it out to kids who had PS1s, and that's it. Honestly, it baffles my mind that a game like that exists in this day and age. yeah, it's safe to say it was bad. It was pretty bad. My buddy Jason, I hope you enjoyed that reaction video. And if there's any other rerez videos you guys want me to react to, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will try to get to it. I'm gonna clear my throat because I just ate. With that being said, thank you all for watching this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell to never miss a video. And with that, I will see all you awesome guys and gals later. Bye-bye!